Hi, Beardos. Joe here, and we can't come to the phone right now because, well, we don't want to. So, leave us a message right here, and we will listen to it as soon as we feel like it. Bye!
And sundries.
Good evening. This is Beards and Sundries Podcast News, your one-stop news shop every Sunday, with your host, Jay. Another host, Anthony. And another host, Joe. We're your Beards and Sundries hosts and news anchors for Season 5 of Beards and Sundries.
And welcome back to the Beards and Sundries News Network.
Well, hello.
That's right, we're live, and we're back.
On the BBC.
But not the British Broadcasting Corporation. But that's right, guys, it's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and just to reminisce...
Fucking knew it.
And up next, the hilarious Ross Matthews. I mean, Anthony.
Oh, the Beards and Sundries Market opens July 17th.
I'm Anthony, and I am begging you to stomp that fucking gas pedal like the subby little slut it is.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah?
And I'm Joe, and if you aren't actively passing another driver, get out of the left lane. And that means that today's sundry item is gay speed. Beardos, for those of you who are unaware, there's a myth that homosexuals move quicker and with more purpose than our heterosexual counterparts. Today, we're going to explore this myth, ponder the reasons as to why people are oh so good at being blissfully unaware of their own surroundings, and why there is such a need to be in my fucking way all the time. Later on, we're going to continue our newer format in place of game time to wrap up this week's lunch break. But before I pop someone's head like Victoria Newman in The Boys, how about this week's voicemail? John Riley.
That wasn't John.
I was going to say that wasn't John.
No.
That was Peter.
Oh, it was Peter.
Thanks,
Peter. The voicemail's
Finally,
here.
I was like, we'll get through that review all the way one day.
That's right, you can leave a review on the phone, through a voicemail, a voice memo, anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like John would have left more words. I don't know if he could do just 2 words. Love you, John.
That's true, we do cut to him pretty often this season for his breaking news coverage out in the field.
That's right. We did make it last week, didn't we? We saw him last week.
Yeah.
We did, briefly. He was
Briefly.
living his best something fantasy or something. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
He was
to
moving
those.
so fast because he's so gay.
Well, speaking of, do you think I could get somebody to get out of my fucking way in aisle 4?
Oof. Baby, we got to get everyone out of the way in aisle 4 before Jay gets there. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now today, it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as 3 fast, gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Fantastic work.
I am also fat.
I'm back down to my weight I was technically whenever I was on my old medication where I just stalled at a weight. And then I got off the medication, gained 10 pounds, and now I'm back down to that weight again.
I recently uploaded a picture from college to my Facebook profile because it's band camp week, so like everyone's putting a picture of them from their band days. And I thought to myself, I could get back down to that weight. I would just have to cut off both of my arms and both of my legs, and then I'd probably get there.
That's a method.
That's one way.
What's that myth about Barbie dolls and their anatomy? Like, if Barbie were a real person, she wouldn't have any room for like half of her internal organs.
I
Oh
believe
yeah,
it.
she does have that really small waist on there.
Teensy tiny. She is cinched to the
see-
gods, honey.
Pictures of people with like absolutely no gut whatsoever, or like those guys who have the weird abs that look really concave. That I'm just like,
Where is
where are
everything?
your organs? How are you pooping?
Like they open their mouth and it's like, oh, your heart. He wears my heart goes out to you, and it's like your heart literally is coming out of your mouth because it's squeezed
Yeah,
up so
there's
high.
no room in your body for it.
Yeah. Well, that's probably how a lot of them do it because they don't have a heart. So that makes sense.
Well, yeah, if you don't leave room for the heart, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, why?
Okay. Damn, thanks, Satan. You sound like Aetna Insurance.
Take that, all my old men that broke my heart. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, damn.
Insurance companies be like, well, which arm do you really want more? They've actually said that to
God,
people.
Can you imagine?
I mean, that's pretty much how my testicle surgery went. Which one do you want more? Because we're taking one.
Those?
Wait, you had an option?
Someone at Blue Cross Blue Shield just put it on their shelf in a jar.
You were like, that's just nuts. And they're like, hold on a second. Back it up, bitch. That's nut.
Oh, don't sound like you have so many, Jay.
Do you think gay doctors do surgery faster?
Gay surgeons? Because my gay
Yeah.
doctor is definitely not doing surgery.
Oh, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, maybe. Probably. More efficiently. Absolutely.
Well, obviously more efficiently.
Speaking of, are there surgeons with ADHD?
Yeah,
Could you
Yes.
imagine them just like getting bored with it?
Yeah, I can.
Because like one of the things I laugh about with gay speed is that they're just like, oh well, you hate people that are slow, you hate all this stuff. I'm like, so it's actually the same symptoms as ADHD. So are all gays ADHD prone?
I can see
You
that.
know? Well, then I probably am. I've probably got a touch of the tism. I'm probably on the spectrum somewhere.
I mean, we do tend to get like hyperfixated on things, and then whenever we're done with it, we're fucking done with it.
I would never hyperfixate on things. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never hyperfixated on anything before in my life.
Never.
I do it from dawn until dusk, and then all the way until sleepy time.
The worst part about it is when I am hyperfixating on something, I am flying through it. Like, I'm like, bam, 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 I want this done now because I want to finish it before my brain's like, done.
Hey, Jay, speaking of, will you come hyperfixate on cleaning our house?
I can't even hyperfixate on cleaning my own house right now. It is kind of in a disastrous zone.
I vacuumed yesterday and shampooed some of the carpet.
Oh my god, I had to vacuum this morning because I have this one fucking houseplant in the spare bedroom that kept falling off the ledge because I think it was side heavy or whatnot. It was in a plastic pot. And it did it again today and poured dirt all over the place. And I was like, that's fucking it. And then I just dumped it in the trash can.
Are you sure it wasn't
Jesus.
Merlin?
I was like, you have been my problem for weeks, and I just keep vacuuming up dirt and solving this. I'm done with you. I had another plant just like it, so I'm not worried about it. But
It wasn't your cat's?
no, it was just. Oh, I brought it today. Like I brought it out to water it in the kitchen. And I set it on the counter, and it just fell over onto the floor. And I was like,
It was Annabelle.
I'm done.
It was the
This
poltergeist.
has happened numerous times, and I'm done. I'm done.
It's the spirit of Reggie getting active.
The spirit of Reggie, who was literally like 5 feet away watching me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got
That's how
powers. He's like
hyperactive.
Matilda.
That little bastard. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. his hyper, he wants to make things move, and he goes, and then they fly off the shelf.
No, he does this big mouth yawn that either looks like an alligator or a hippopotamus, and then shit flies.
You just fly backwards against the wall. Ah!
Ah!
Reggie,
Give
no!
me more treats.
Yeah, more fetch.
Oh my god, yes.
He says, now you're the one getting thrown, bitch.
Oh, that little shit. I threw a fetch yesterday, and he went out and ran it for it, and somehow there's a hole in my old fence in the backyard, and he just shot it through that hole into the neighbor's yard, and I'm like,
Hey!
How? And somehow it had bounced off the pole of the actual fence, because the hole in the fence is right over the pole. And it just ricocheted sideways, so I was able to get it. But
There's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Oh, there's
get
a
a nurse.
birthday cake for Mr. Cohen on the frog in the... Get a nurse. There's a hole. There's a hole. I had that in my head the other day at work, and I just could not shake it. It was so stupid.
that's
Get a nurse.
that's definitely one that I hate to get stuck in my head, but fuck, when it's there, it's just annoying.
The
Somebody get
slow,
a
like,
nurse?
oh, there's a
There's a hole.
birthday cake.
Oh, Family Guy, there it is again, ruining us.
Only classic Family Guy, though.
I was
New
gonna
stuff
say the newer
sucks.
stuff isn't good.
Speaking of, lots of gays love Family Guy too.
I think Lois has a lot to do with that, and also Stewie. And just
True.
the humor and throwaway gags in general are just so like repeatable and like I wouldn't say relatable, but they're just so like memorable and they can get stuck with you. And the way those were delivered in some of those earlier seasons, and then like they really just didn't give a damn. And I'm not
No.
gonna say that the country's more woke now, which I would just say we're more aware now. But it was just funnier back then because that shock humor could hit so well because it was so accurate. And
Yeah.
it's almost scary how well it's aged because it
I don't
has
know.
aged really well.
I don't know what episode it was and how recent it was, but I do remember one where Family Guy made some joke and they're like, "We're laying off the gay jokes though," or something like that. However it went. They're like, we finally decided to lay off this. But I love that they called it out on their own show, so it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen Family Guy in a little bit, so I'm not up to speed on it. You might say.
Oh man.
The gay gene.
What was that?
Oh, the gay gene. I'm assuming that's the one you meant because of how your reaction was when I said the gay gene. Yes, that's the one!
I'm here. I'm queer, but don't get used to it because I'm leaving you.
Because I'm leaving you. But yeah, gay speed, like, I think the most prime example I can think of would be the supermarket. Like when I just
Yes.
want to get my stuff and like get my shopping done, and like there's somebody in the way and they're moving slow or they're standing right where I need to get, and they just, instead of looking around and being aware and checking every couple of seconds, they're just fully engrossed in something else, or they're on their phone, or they're talking to their children, or they're just not paying attention at all. And I'm just like, look around for 2 seconds and realize that you're in the fucking way.
I do think there is some weird nuisance of just in general being so oblivious to what's going on around you that you do block everything. And so that just annoys me that I'm like, wait a minute. I know not everything revolves around me, but I at least am aware to not just block everything. And then
Well, and
I'm also in a hurry with my stride, my gay stride.
I wonder if it's because whenever you're gay, if you grow up like having to hide the fact that you're gay, that you're so consciously aware of what other people are thinking and doing, that it makes you extra sensitive, and so like you pay more attention to other people than you normally would.
That's also an interesting thought, because are we walking faster because we were so nervous back in the day that if we walked too fast for people to call us out? that
You
we're
can't
just
catch me, gay
doing
thoughts.
I was
Family
gonna
Guy
call
again.
I was going to call him a derogatory name, but he walks so fast.
No, they just yell it louder.
And I'm like, I can't hear you. Oh, I got to get my peanuts
I'm
over
gonna
here.
get my ingredients for soup.
That would explain why there's a lot of drive-by like faggot slurs
Fruitings?
thrown at gay people. Yeah, basically, because like that's the only way straight people can keep up with us is in a car.
Yeah.
They're like, slow
And-
down! I have to. I have
At
to
the
commit
rate
a
I
hate
drive,
crime.
no, you don't have to keep up, or you can't keep up with me.
Oh, Reginald. I disagree. Fag.
You know, I can't believe I have yet to be called something with the top down with the dog in the car. and probably playing, I don't know, something gay.
Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Yeah, I can't believe I haven't had any drive-by fruitings.
Drive-by fruiting.
I was just picturing. I thought you were gonna say like the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack. You just have like, you have like your white sunglasses on, and you have like a head shawl scarf covering on, and Reggie has a matching outfit, and you're just driving along, and it's like, think of me fondly.
Or we're sitting at a stoplight, and I'm like,
In dreams he came to me.
as I'm like
On
staring
me.
at someone. Whoever's next to me, they're just panicking because I'm just singing Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my god.
Christmas gift idea for Jay: fancy gay driving gloves for the Mustang.
See, I was thinking like one of those little bandana things, like the white bandana that like old starlets used to use. They put on the
Yes.
white bandana and then like the dark
Yeah.
glasses so they wouldn't be
Yes.
seen in public.
Looking like, I don't know, like Joan Cusack or something, like just driving down the
Yes.
road on the way to Crest to get ingredients for soup.
I actually want Joan Cusack's outfit from Addams Family Values,
Oh my God,
yes.
yeah.
where she's at her Lincoln. That's what I'm
Yeah.
imagining, and I'm in my scarf, and I'm just like driving along. Somebody calls me a name, and I'm like,
I know it's an automatic, but like, and then you just look over and just stall the engine immediately.
Speaking of, I did commit a gay faux pas on the road once when I
oh,
was
surprise.
entering onto a roadway from like a yield section, and I was in the yield space, and this car stops to let me in, which they should not do anyways, but it was super like heavy traffic, so they were trying to be nice, and the road was under construction, so like it was one lane, and the whole thing was just wild because they stopped. Well, they started slowing down to let me in and were like flashing their lights. And then I went to let off my clutch and hit the gas because I didn't expect it. And I fucking stalled my car for like the second time ever owning it.
Oh my God.
And I had to like stop and like restart my car. And
And if
was
I
such a
was
bad
the car
moment.
letting you in, I'd have been like, I'm fucking letting you in.
That's
God damn
that's
it,
exactly
if you're
what I
not gonna
thought
take
too.
this.
And of course, for the one time in my life, I fucking stall my car. Or I guess second time, but Jesus.
Well, we all know how I avoid that situation. I don't let people in.
I wish they didn't. I wish people wouldn't do that for me. I don't want you to like leave a gap for me to shoot the gap. I don't want you to stop for me. I don't want that because it's so fucking stressful and I hate it. Especially the people who leave open a gap for you to shoot the gap and it's like a 4-lane road and I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Because what the fuck? Maybe you're letting me in, but I can't see around you and often in these cases and I don't want to like get fucking T-boned and then you're going to look at me like I'm stupid for not going, but bitch, no.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think merging onto highways is kind of the one annoying spot because I'm both people. When I'm merging on, I'm like, fucking let me in. Let me zipper effect. That's how we do it. Just leave literally enough of a gap that I can squeeze in at the proper speed. But then, when I'm in the right lane, I'm kind of like a mix. I'm very nice, and I understand the zipper effect. And so I'm like, do it. If you give me any hint that you're going to piss around and not know how to do it, you're fucked. I'm just like, I don't care. I'm not slowing down traffic for you.
That's the one situation where I will claim absolute 1000% hypocrisy. I'm the exact same way. I'm like, fucking let me in. And then I'm like, I'm not letting you in. Ah! And I just spin around in a
So,
circle. Like
This
Two-Face.
was a yield sign where like I had to yield. It was one lane and it's one direction. And so it's not like a zipper thing. It's literally like there's not a lane there for me to merge like from. I have to literally enter onto the roadway from a yield.
Yeah.
And so, like, if there is the opportunity to do that and zipper in, I do that every time. Like, there's this one specific interchange in Tulsa that goes from the Broken Arrow Expressway to I-44, and people fucking suck at it because they stop. And there's 2 lanes there, so you just go and then get in where you get in. Like, that, just keep fucking going. And instead, the traffic always backs up for, like, several hundred feet back from it. It's insane.
That's because road construction in Oklahoma is rampant.
And this just tacks on to the other thing that I have where people, so they'll just merge and cut you off and then not even drive the speed limit of the lane you're in.
Oh, I fucking
Yeah.
hate that.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
why, if you know you're going to drive slower, why on earth do you not just wait for a proper gap?
They don't want
Like, that's
to.
what
It's
I
not
do.
about. It's not about other people. These are people who have absolutely no regard
Yeah.
for other human beings.
Because if I'm merging into the left lane and I'm not interested in going that fast, what I'll do is I'll keep up with that traffic to get around what I want to get around, get back into my lane, and then go back
then
to
go
my
to the
speed that
speed.
I want to speed.
Yep,
But
I
I'm
do the
not
same
there
thing.
to impact the flow of traffic, regardless if I think their speed is proper or not.
Yeah.
Because if you're going 96 when I only want to go 94, you're fucking insane. You should slow it down, goddammit. I'm going fast enough for you.
That's the attitude I hate so much. So when I was learning to drive, and still to this day, I was taught that you don't stare straight ahead the entire time. Every few seconds, you should be checking both mirrors. You should be checking your rearview mirror. You should be checking your dashboard. You should always be checking things. You should never just be focused straight on the road ahead. Always check things around your field of vision. So when you look in your mirror and there's the grill of my car because I'm so close behind you because you're in the left lane and not passing anyone, that's your signal to move. That's your signal to indicate a lane change with your blinker. Move and then turn your blinker back off. And then check to see if your blinker's off.
I have prevented so many accidents by just being aware of my side mirrors and my rear view mirror, because when people are going insane, I'm just like, I need to be prepared for what this person could do. Or if they're going to tailgate me while I'm stuck in this line of traffic that I can't go any faster, I'm going to have to leave a little bit more of a gap so there's a room to stop. I'm not going to do anything massive, but I've got to protect myself in some sense. And so, like,
Yeah.
I'm always aware of my mirrors. It's why I don't even like being on the
Always.
phone, like driving and stuff, especially when I'm in traffic in town, because I'm so focused on everything that's happening around me.
Everything.
I've
Because
seen way
things
too
can
many
happen in
shows-
instant.
Yeah, I've seen way too many shows and all that shit of, like, semi-trucks losing their brakes. And that's just shit I want to be aware of. If I'm about to die, I want to know it's coming. Can I prevent it?
Every time I see someone who's driving along the road and one of their blinkers is on for a while, like at least 3 minutes, and I pass them and they're just like staring straight ahead, or they're leaning back like this, or they're looking just straight. I'm like, if you would look down for 1 millisecond, you would see that there's a green blinking light on your dashboard that you can remedy by clicking that little stalk back up.
I do feel like I check my dash a lot, too.
I check it all the time, mainly to make sure that my blinkers aren't still on, because that's an indication that I'm about to turn when I'm not, and that's more dangerous than not indicating at all.
I
Well,
like how...
Oklahomans aren't good at using their turn signals, anyways.
No.
Oklahomans aren't good at a lot of things, but
I also
that
like
is
how
one of
gay
them.
speed has turned into bitching about driving. And that sounds
Not with
normal,
us.
which is great for us.
That does sound right.
Do you guys ever do you ever look at drivers that you can see and they're like holding really close to their steering wheel and they're
Yes.
like,
Yes.
I panic for them because I'm like, if you get in an accident,
You're
that
dead.
airbag's gonna fucking tear your face up.
Yep.
Especially if you have that cute little rhinestone thing that some people are getting on their driver's emblems on their steering wheels. You know what that is? That's a projectile. And the second
Yeah.
that airbag goes off, that's going right through your skull.
I mean, those airbags are going at such extraordinary speed that you're gonna like collapse your chest. I mean,
Yep.
there's a bunch of bullshit that can happen.
My mom worked with a lady who got into a wreck and her airbag went off, and it burned her necklace imprint, pockmark,
Yep.
into her chest for a week.
I had a teacher that she knew she was getting into an accident, and she put her arm up to block her face, and it ended
Wrong.
up like, because she was so scared of her glasses hurting her, and it ended up like tearing up the skin on her arm, and she had to get a lot of grafting done, I think, to solve that.
When that truck T-boned me, my curtain airbag went off, and I couldn't hear out of my left ear for like 2 days.
I can almost
Yeah.
imagine. That's so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're so explosive, and because they have to inflate within like a millisecond. They are
Milliseconds, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, if it hadn't gone off, my head would have went through the window.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
So now you're bitching about your ear. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's just drumming up some business for his ears.
Jesus Christ.
But drum.
Are you done yet?
I can keep going if you want.
No, please do.
Gay speed. So walking, driving. What else is gay speed?
I
Reading.
think, like, I know we talked about the supermarket for a second, but like, what about at work? Do you like walk with the straights at work at any point in time, and you're just like, why the fuck are we going so slow?
Yes,
Yes.
every day. One morning, a manager asked me why I was walking so fast, and I looked at him right in the eye and I said, "You're a manager. Why am I walking faster than you?" And that ended the conversation very quickly.
Well, including the supermarket, why do I, if I use self-checkout, have to be probably the fastest person of record to ever go through self-checkout? Why is my goal to always be like, boop, 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 boop?
Same. I don't want to be there that long.
Oh my god, and if something holds it up, and if nobody's around to fix it immediately,
It's when an error occurs that I know isn't my fault. So, like, if something says it's the wrong way when I damn well know it is, or if, like, some produce doesn't have a sticker or something, and that's not my fault, and that's not the supermarket's fault, that's the vendor's fault. And they're not shipping out product to be scanned correctly, which wouldn't even work at a regular register, much less self-checkout. So there's the biggest problem of all, is that you've created a system for people to use to eliminate jobs and eliminate cashiers, when then the person who is buying the groceries can't even do the job correctly. Then what the fuck are we doing here?
be in America.
Yeah, that's fucking right. But yeah,
We were in Lowe's,
yeah.
weekend before last or something like that. And I wanted to I was buying a couple of smart lights, and I was trying to scan my Lowe's app because I get my military discount, and you have to, like, scan your membership or scan whatever the thing is in there. And
Thank you for your service.
Yeah,
I
one.
was
it
like,
does
thanks
that.
for sucking Uncle Sam's Big Daddy dick, baby. You
But
want these
then-
lights, baby?
Two, my fucking Lowe's app, that thing, it loves to log me out the second I walk into
Oh my
Lowe's.
god.
And so I'm sitting there, like, logging in, and then, like, I finally get it to log in, and then the next thing pops up, and it was like, do you want to leave us a review? And I was like, no, I'm trying to scan my thing so I can get out of here. I've been at this checkout for too long.
It's like those pop-ups.
Seconds.
Yeah, it's like those pop-ups on every app that are like, "Are you enjoying your experience on this app? Would you like to?" I'm
No.
like, I hate it more now. Thanks.
That's the Arvest app, our banking app. Oh my god, it pops up. It's like, do you love the Arvest app? And I was like, I don't love any app. There is not an app that I love.
Do you want to update? No. Well, then you can't use Space ID. Sorry.
You know what app I do love? The Triple Dipper from Chili's. Whoa, app alert!
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, but that little bitch says for a moment reminded me of like the Windows questionnaire that they do, and they're like, "Would you recommend this to a friend?" And it's like, I never in my life am gonna sit here and go, Windows 10 is the greatest experience I've ever had.
Oh my
You really
God,
should
yes.
download it.
Which, you know, what was the greatest Windows experience was Windows XP.
XP was a good one.
It's been downhill since then.
11's fine.
Oh, I don't know. I remember the hype of Windows 95.
Ooh, what was it? Space Explorer Pinball or whatever?
Yeah,
Hell
I remember when we
yeah,
got
bitch.
95, and then we got 98, and both those I just remember were like the hype
deals.
of the 90s.
And then ME
And then-
came out, and everyone hated
Oh my
it.
God, we had a compact Presario desktop in our household with Windows Millennium
God, I
Edition,
had one
and
of
it
those.
was
We had a gateway with Millennium
ooh,
Me on it.
the cow box.
Yeah, it came in
Hell
4
yeah.
boxes, I'm pretty sure. 3 or 4 boxes that were cow print.
Yes.
And it
Oh
came
my
with a
God.
bunch of like free games, deer hunting and all this bullshit that they were just terrible graphics back then, but you bet your ass I played them all the time.
Free fucking software, baby. There's nothing free nowadays.
Now, God, no.
I know. Like, buying video game consoles and not getting video games with them, I know that still, like, makes me so mad.
Ugh, God, like, so stupid. And Mom, that's still a sore spot for Mom. My Nintendo 64 on Christmas morning with no games. She was so pissed.
I know Mom was really pissed off whenever basically, it was one Christmas where I said, I want nothing but the PlayStation 2.
But the PlayStation 2.
Don't buy anything else. And
That's when you played Vice City, right?
Yep. And she was so pissed off that no games came with it. And I was like, what's going to come with it? Nothing that I want to play. I want death.
Death and destruction.
Death and destruction.
I want to rampage around fictional Miami and kill hookers on roller skates with my moped.
And maybe drive around a my Baksu Thunder.
Ooh, my Batsu Thunder.
Oh, the maturity level will I will never grow up from that. That game made me perfect. I'm going to say it. It made me perfect.
It made you perfect?
It made me perfect, says my
Fantastic.
therapist.
That's what your therapist says. Yeah, okay.
I don't know what's wrong with you, Jay. You're perfect. And I'm like, thanks.
Thanks, little angel. What do you say, little devil? And he's like, fuck you, bitch. You're perfect.
Stupid whore. Actually, that is me at like self-checkout. If I mess up something, I'm just like, motherfucker. Why can't you handle one bullshit fucking thing?
Oh, the self-talk. Yeah, when I did that intensive outpatient therapy, on the last day, they have you, like, when you're leaving, they have you, like, give a little speech to the people who are there, because people are filtering in and out the whole time. And I was giving my little speech, and the counselor, Shauna, was like, yeah, when you came here, I was like, what is this guy doing here? He doesn't belong here. And I was like, oh, it's funny you think that, Shauna, because I had a mental breakdown.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's about to happen, especially in today's America.
Well,
Boy,
as
howdy.
gays, we have mental breakdowns much faster than straight people.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I think because of how we were raised, we have so many more expectations of ourselves. And so it's like it crumbles faster and easier with the pressure that we build in on ourselves.
Yeah, I believe that.
What if the second half of the show, that's when we just talk about the pressure of life?
Oh my god, and the, like, grinds my gears segment?
Oh, I was just meaning, like, after break.
Oh, okay.
Should we just go to break and come back and talk about
The pressure of life.
Yeah, let's do.
Beardos, we've flown through this first half of the show, just like gay speed. So, we're going to go take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about that thing that Jay just said.
Hey listeners, are you ready to add some spice to your wardrobe? Check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site that brings you the hottest styles. And here's an exclusive deal just for you, listeners. Get 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES. That's right, 10% off when you use the code SUNDRIES at checkout. They do offer sizes above 3XL. Just hit the contact button and request a larger size, and they'll accommodate the best they can. So, what are you waiting for? Visit hunkytops.com today. Explore their amazing styles and wear your pride with confidence. hunkytops.com. Wear your pride, live your style. Remember, hunkytops.com. Use code SUNDRIES for 10% off your first order. Order now! You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast, the news source that's still rated 5 out of 6 balls.
I think the discussion last time, or in the first segment, kind of just made me go, why is there so much pressure on us to have mental health breakdowns so easily?
I mean, I feel like especially our generation, we were sold the American dream growing up, and it was well within reach, right up until about 2001. And that's when things took a little bit of a turn.
That's
and
when-
then we had to watch it all crash.
I was like, that's when we watched
Literally.
literal human beings falling to their death on live national television. And that changed us a lot. And then by the time we were becoming adults or getting used to being adults, we were in the midst of one of the biggest recessions in history.
Yep.
And on top of that, we're the generation that started when it was no major technology with the internet. And suddenly, we went from having this basic, standard, easy life that everyone had, getting used to the internet, growing with it, and then just being bombarded with the fast growth of everything. And I think that is one just additional pressure on top of everything that we have already.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think a big part of it is that the internet grew so exponentially fast and way faster than anyone could control it. And even to this day, it's still out of control, and there's no real solid way to control it. There's no real way to like get it under control because it just changes and evolves so fast, and people that want to use it for bad are so smart and willing to find ways to make it bad and keep it bad that there's no way to get it under control now. And then the biggest thing I think of when I think of this is whenever you click on a website and you enter it and it says, "Are you 18?" and you have to click yes or no, there's no real way for them to check it. You can just say yes.
Well, and I feel like that's one of those things where I simultaneously support and don't support regulating the internet, because I feel like having it mostly unregulated allows you access to everything. Like, you get this whole breadth of human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Regulating it would also help with certain things, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I get real, like, twisted on it, but
Exactly.
I do understand how it applies pressure to us, though, because just like Jay said, like, it hit us during school, so we had to grow into it without having to have grown up with it.
Mm-hmm. And we were being taught by people that didn't understand it themselves.
Right.
And we were taught that we're not going to be able to depend on it always. It's a helpful source, but a lot of things we were taught. And now we also had to realize that we're like, wait a minute, this is vital and we have to. So it's almost kind of like you just kind of learned it at your own pace, and then we recognized, fuck, we have to make sure we know how to use this. So then we pressured ourselves
Yep.
into being superior at this because we have to.
I always think about that stupid joke, but it's really true. But it's that joke where it was like we grew up with our parents saying, "Don't get into a stranger's car," and then now it's like, literally take your cell phone out and summon a stranger and get in their car. And that's Uber.
Hello, stranger.
Yeah.
But they're also the ones that left their doors unlocked all the time. Was just like, it was safe. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you had so many serial killers
Ooh.
Damn.
in your house.
Yeah.
This wasn't like serial killers at like back alleys and things like that with people hooking up randomly. But you literally just had serial killers walking into your house.
Right,
They
because
just
you didn't
got
lock your fucking door.
Just imagining Ted Bundy just strolling into a house, being like, "Oh, don't mind me, just Ted Bundy."
That's basically how it went down.
I mean, yeah. God, I can't believe that happened while we... No. I'm thinking Dahmer. Sorry. I was like, Dahmer was... I can't believe I was alive during that whole scenario. But anyways. Where was I going? I had a thought that completely got distracted. The Ted Bundy comment threw me off.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I'll get back to it.
No, I get it, though, because there's so much... I feel like we experience pressure in a very different way because, like, we grew up having that, like, thought that the American dream could be something we have, and now we've all gotten jaded to it, but now we're also, like, having to work our asses off just to survive, basically. And so there's a constant like, how do I get out of the rat race? Because I'm tired of the fucking rat race. But also, I can't leave the rat race because if I leave the rat race, then I can't pay my bills.
And that's literally it. That's what's the American dream anymore? It's dead. It's dead. So that's why Gen Z and Gen Alpha are so downtrodden when they look into the future, because there is no fucking future. If all you have to look forward to is $7.25 an hour to live in your car and barely be able to eat, what's the fucking point, man? Like,
What is the point?
what's the point?
And then on top of that, we're bombarded with information constantly between social media, between news, and then everyone talking about that stuff. There is just nonstop daily information being thrown on us on a regular basis. Back in the day, it was simple to be like, I'm going to go live my life, go to work, do these things, go home, watch local news, watch world news. That was my information dump for the day. Now I go on and watch, I don't know, Roseanne.
Right.
Something like that in the 90s. Like, you're just watching TV shows or football and stuff like that. Now, I mean, I feel like I turn notifications off on random things on my phone all the time because so many apps are throwing information at me. So many things are reminding me to purchase stuff. So many, I mean, fucking weather warnings. I'm being told all the time I'm in a heat warning, and I'm just like,
I know. It's hot. Why are you telling me? I don't want you to tell me.
I had to delete Snapchat because Snapchat would just like if I got a snap and I didn't open it, it would just keep reminding me all the fucking time.
oh, yeah.
So and
I
so
don't
sent you a
have notifications
Snapchat
on.
2 days ago, 3 days ago. They sent you a Snapchat 5 days ago. I'm like, it's been 5 days. I'm not opening the fucking thing.
Yep.
That's
I don't,
my
I
biggest
don't have
issue with
Snap
Snapchat.
notifications on.
I
These
just
poor
deleted the whole
kids
thing.
that are obsessed with it, and they get on the I can't break my streak. Oh, did you open my snap? Oh, did you share a location? And they're drilling it into these kids' minds that they have to be connected all the time, and it's almost like grooming if you think about it. But Snapchat these kids are obsessed with it, and it's because they're always connected and they're always being reminded and they're always checking it, and it's just poison. And I just don't get the appeal with Snapchat. I don't get
Well,
it.
TikTok's also doing the streak thing now too, because if I get three
What?
in a row from my friends, they'll be like, "You're on a streak. Don't let your streak in." And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care how often I'm messaging someone TikToks.
Why are we gamifying that? That's so fucking stupid.
I've really
Because
tried
it
to cut
keeps you
back
going
on
back
that.
to it.
I've really tried to cut back on it because I won't lie. Sometimes when I get a message from somebody and it's a TikTok video, I'm just like, and then I don't open it. And then I get into that mindset when I watch a TikTok and it reminds me of someone, and I'm like, I'm going to send them this. I've really been working on trying to dial that back and kind of think, like, do I really need to send them this? Do they really need to take the time out of the day to watch this? I could just tell them about it later. So that's kind of what I've been operating on, and kind of like, I don't need to constantly barrage people with more notifications because God knows I hate getting them on notifications all the time. So I'm trying
Yeah,
to really work
same.
on that.
And I feel like within the last few weeks, I've really just been cutting back on how involved I am with social media and with chatting all the time. I'm really just like, sometimes I'll respond to a text fast. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I won't respond at all that day. I'm kind of letting my mood drive this a little more rather than the need to always talk.
Yeah, I've been trying to put my phone on Do Not Disturb in the mornings after, like, when I'm first getting to work. Not because I want to do more work, but because I just don't want to be on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I play like Strands and Connections right when
Oh, yeah, I
sit
do that
down.
for fucking sure. Yeah, that's why I put the Do Not Disturb. I don't want, like, notifications and stuff. That's, I guess what I mean is I don't want to, like, sit there and chat, and I feel obligated to reply to people immediately, and so I just feel like if I can do it, I should do it, because, you know, I'm a lifelong people pleaser, so, But I also have recognized how, like, much it bothers me, and so I've stopped doing that.
But that's also something that we were pressured into doing when we first started texting, when texting got big, like, respond,
Yeah?
talk, be quick. Like, if you didn't respond, people thought you were mad at them.
Yeah. Well, they still fucking do.
A lot of that started with MySpace too. You would get on and be like, "Did you check your MySpace? Did you check? You got comments? You didn't reply to my comment." Or AIM, if you weren't on Instant Messenger, like, "You're not away and you didn't respond to me. Are you mad? Like, why didn't you respond to my message? Why didn't you call me back?"
But that's a pressure that we put on people. Like, if you have that expectation of people, then you're putting pressure on them to respond in a time that is not their own.
It definitely took me a lot of years, and I'm finally glad that I broke the expectation that people have to respond quickly to me. Because I used to be definitely that guy that was like, oh, they didn't respond quick, they hate me, they're mad at me. But now I'm just like, you could forget, and I'm probably going to forget. If I need something really bad, I'm going to reach out to you another way, like a phone call or walk into your office, something.
I feel like if it's
Flamethrower,
urgent, you'll call me. And honestly, even if it's urgent, like, people will call me and then I just won't answer, and then if they call me back again, that's when I'm like, okay.
Me too. If it's a second call, I'm like, oh, this is a real emergency. And if it's not, you've lost every ounce of trust from me.
That makes me so upset. Do not call me twice and have it just be like, I just want to chit chat, because I don't want to chit chat. I don't want to do that.
Oh my God. And don't FaceTime, different rules. Don't FaceTime me 5 times in a row. I'm not going to answer. Fuck off. I hate FaceTime. The very few times that I've answered, I hate it so much.
I can do FaceTime for a little while. I can do a little bit of it, but it has to be like the right people. And it has to be like, we got to keep it to like a certain time.
It has to be the right people, and I have to be like sitting here like, I'm dressed well for the day. I feel put together. I feel okay to be on a front-facing camera.
Yeah, that's why I say it has to be the right people. Like, I feel like there are 2 people in my life who ever FaceTime me. Maybe 3 if you count Joe's random once or twice a year. And that's for whatever weird, nefarious purposes, not sex.
Usually it's when I need help with something and it's easier to just show you on my screen than to just talk it through. And even then, I'm not even like, we're not even really FaceTiming. I'm showing you something visually instead of face chatting.
That's exactly
I'm
what
like,
it
look
is.
at this. How do I fix this? Like
so
like a boomer.
It's like my friend Kim, who I will answer her calls no matter what she does. It's Kim. If she calls me, then I'll talk to her. And then Aaron Choi, who does our art for the podcast. I will answer Aaron's FaceTimes, but it's because I don't care what I look like when I answer Aaron's
I was
FaceTimes.
like, his is about the only one I can think of that I've ever answered. But he's also might be the only person in years that has FaceTimed me. Yeah. So I was probably like, okay, well, maybe he's in the middle of a show. I'll answer then. That'll be fun. Aaron, call me in the middle of a show.
In the middle of it, on stage.
With the audience. Hey,
Yeah.
guys!
Yeah, I was like, that's it. I want that.
Well, now that we've talked about the pressures of life, do you guys think it's time for a commercial?
Yes.
I think it's time for a commercial.
Okay.
I hope it's a medication commercial.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, 5 Hour Gay Walk.
I'm really craving an espresso martini, but I only have vodka in my bag.
Guys, can you slow your pace a bit? We're walking so fast. Guys.
Psst! Hey, Ron! Are you tired of being that straight that can't keep up with the pesky gay fast walk?
Yeah?
Then you need new 5-hour gay walk. Only a 2-ounce bottle, and you suddenly will have all the energy you need to keep up with your gays.
That doesn't sound healthy. What's in it?
Ron, it's simple. In just 2 ounces, we cram the energy and sass from 6 iced lattes, 2 mimosas, and a touch of 190 proof Everclear.
That sounds insane.
I'm not done. Then, you open the cap on the bottom of the bottle and inhale through your nose the white powder substance.
Wait. Let me try to understand this. You're saying that I'm going to be hopped up on caffeine, drunk, and high on cocaine?
Ron, we would never say that. Those words came out of your mouth. But if you want to feel like that, try new 5-hour gay walk.
I don't know why, but I'm actually a little bit convinced right now.
Haha, wonderful! So head on down to your local sketchy gas station on the corner, or check out any Lowe's or Home Depot checkout.
Wow, thanks. I'm heading there right now.
Good! Get your little closeted ass back with your gay friends with new 5-Hour Gay Walk. That's 5-Hour Gay Walk. Also available in back alleys with specific dealers.
5-Hour Gay Walk is not responsible for any medical conditions you may suffer while on 5-Hour Gay Walk, including heart attack, stroke, and excessive diarrhea. 5-Hour Gay Walk is extremely unhealthy and 10 out of 10 doctors discourage use, but we know that it's full of caffeine, alcohol, and cocaine, which are highly addictive, so you'll ignore all warnings. 5-Hour Energy is also not responsible for legal bills when you're arrested for public intox and driving under the influence. The bottle is also toxic, non-degradable, so please don't be caught throwing it away in normal trash, since there's really no appropriate way to dispose of the bottle.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
You know, ever since I've started dosing my coworkers coffees with 5-Hour Gay Walk, the office production is off the fucking charts.
His shoes melted right off.
Although, I'm hating it because it's making everyone now do work at my level, so I don't look as good as I used to, at least.
It's worked out for me because none of them are used to going that fast, so all of them have tripped and fallen down the stairs.
And their kneecaps had been worn out to nothing.
Ooh, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're soft, fragile feet that don't have calluses because they barely use them.
Right.
Torn to shreds.
So go check out your local shitty gas station corner or Home Depot and Lowe's, and you can buy 5-Hour Gay Walk right next to 5-Hour Energy.
You'll be shuffling to the local park bathroom in no time.
Oh my god.
Literally, you'll be going so fast.
Power walk.
You'll be breakdancing like you're from Australia with 5-Hour Gay Walk.
Could you imagine it just looks like
Yeah.
everyone walking in and out of the grocery store at like high rate of speed constantly? So it looks like the I don't know, it looks like life is sped up, but really it's just everyone on 5-Hour Gay Walk.
But honestly, how efficient would everything be if everyone walked so fast?
So
Made
great.
me so happy.
Like, I would like to be the slow guy. Everyone's like, Gary, get the hell out of the way. But nope.
Well, did any beardos speed on into our inboxes and give us any beardo submitted sundries this week, Jay? Or are we still fucked?
So this week, we were not fucked, thankfully. We actually got a
thank
couple,
God,
and I'm
for
so
once.
happy. And our first one is from...
Derek with the good beard!
Derek said, "Hey, Beardos. I'm catching up on a couple of episodes and just listened to the Olympics and election episodes. Since good things come in three, like branches of the U.S. government, here are three thoughts. Number one, on the Olympic episode, the phrase Anthony was looking for is double stuffed entendre.
Oh, my bad. Thank you, Derek.
That sounds delicious. Oh, not Oreos? Okay. Work.
Did you just pronounce it entendre, by the way?
Yes, I did.
God damn it, Jay.
Idiot.
Number two, selfishly, I also agree with Anthony that the top prize of the daddy competition should be silver. A golden daddy has too much
Thank you.
different connotation, especially if
See?
showers are involved.
Correct. Derek knows it.
And number three, in the election episode, I believe that all elected offices should have term limits and age limits.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's
Thank
hard to
you.
grow the next generation of leaders when the current generation refuses to give up power. This is true
I
on
know.
both sides of the aisle. Keep up the
Wow.
good work, and thank you for encouraging your listeners to check their voting status and do their civic duty.
It is true. It happens on both sides of the coin for this one. And
100%.
the other thing is, to never misunderstand. I am I am far left. I'm way over there. And American Democrats are not left enough for me. So I don't think a lot of them have our best interest at heart anyways. But I'm still going to vote for them because 99% of the time, they don't want me shot dead in the streets.
Yeah, they're not trying to lynch me, so, I mean, I guess I have death or not death to elect.
Yeah, my options.
A lifetime appointment has no place anywhere in politics.
Nope.
Next, we heard from, and I finally made an intro.
Peter.
I just
No,
kept
wait.
waiting for it to go. The horse is
I almost did
here.
it. But I
That
was
was
like,
really good, though.
I was like, I'm just going to do Lois Griffin Choir.
That was almost a bingo square, but it wasn't your intro, so it doesn't count.
Well, boo. I'm really proud of that one.
It's
PETA
good.
said, he actually messaged me and said, so I was talking with my husband about the Olympics and about the LA Olympics in 2028. And we just saw that they're doing softball and whitewater, so like kayak canoe, in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they are.
I know you all just talked about the Olympics and all, but we just found out about this. I just thought it was kind of cool, but also weird that it's so far away from LA. Curious,
Yeah,
what you all
that is
think?
weird. Probably because we have space and we have we have the features, like the land features, to do that. We have so much water in Oklahoma. One thing you would not expect here. We have a lot of lakes.
We actually are one of the states that carry the most amount of shoreline in the United States because
True.
of our rivers and our lakes.
I also read another story about the Paris Olympics, where I think they're moving toward highlighting parts of the country where, instead of focusing on one city in general, because it's such a huge, massive event anyway, so it's a logistical nightmare. But I read that they were hosting some of the... I want to say it was surfing, but it was some water event they were hosting in Tahiti because it's a French territory. So they were like highlighting part of the country. So I think that kind of might be what they're gravitating towards. They're highlighting another part of the country where the Olympics is being hosted. And so that was kind of interesting to read. And, you know, it will drum up business and revenue for the state, which is a good thing. So maybe
Maybe we'll
this
have that
can
tall
be...
building by then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, sure.
who knows? You may have just learned this just now, but Oklahoma is actually a territory of Los Angeles.
Yeah, right. They would never claim us.
They started the gold rush here. No, I'm kidding.
But I also could see having softball here because Oklahoma also has a lot of later in life lesbians who played softball growing up. So that's
very
a
true.
lot of softball diamonds.
Surprised we don't have a huge rugby team.
Oh, bitch, I'd be going to that
bitch.
in an instant.
Seriously, I keep debating joining the Tulsa one.
There's a Tulsa
You know-
rugby team? Is it gay?
Yeah, there is. I think there is. Yes.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Let's
I
get
want
tickets.
those gams, those yams, those hams.
Those drumsticks. Oklahoma City.
Don't
definitely
ever
a
say drumsticks in your transatlantic accent ever again. Those drumsticks. Ah.
drumsticks.
The
We should do
drumsticks.
another.
Oh,
Anybody looking forward to another Noir episode? Listeners, chime in. You wanna hear us again on radio?
God.
I'm actually really proud of Oklahoma City for this because we have worked on a river near downtown, and it is where a lot of Olympic rowing athletes train. And so
Oh,
we have
nice.
several. Yeah, we have several boathouses there and all. So we've done a lot. We've built a fuck ton of hotels, so we're ready for this.
Yeah.
Is that where
Oklahoma
they
City
have
does
that
a ton of
that new like
hotels.
water park? Is by that,
There's a
that
whitewater
river?
rafting park. There's a zip line. There's they've put in some other shit which I can't even remember. Oh, they're also doing like weekday, like Friday night river cruises or something, so you can actually do like dining and drinks. I think on a river cruise.
Oh, that's fun. I want to
Yeah, it's
do
kinda
that.
neat. Yeah.
So every time I hear ziplining, all I can think of is the South Park episode called "I Should Never Have Gone Ziplining."
Zip lining.
Is that where they do like the documentary style kind of?
Yes.
And it's
Yes, he
half
farts
in
in the
live
car and he's like,
motion.
he's
Yeah.
at Mountain Dew, and
Yeah, they're on the boat. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a good.
but they're
fucking
ziplining and it's just
episode.
like really slow.
slow, and it's just yes.
Whoa, say rock on, and he's just like,
Like,
So I haven't ever done like commercial ziplining like that, but we did ziplining in the military, and they had to like catch your ass as you got to the end of that zipline because you were flying
Yeah.
through that thing.
yeah, I've seen too many accidents to try it myself.
Yeah,
they put a
ziplining-
little wire on you that they catch you with.
I just don't trust them. But saying that, I've also went. Oh man, what was that? That wasn't skydiving. It wasn't paragliding. It was parasailing.
It was
in
like bungee jumping.
Corpus Christi.
Whoa.
Wow, calm down.
Beach girl.
Woo!
Wow.
Technically, it was Port Aransas, so you got to be higher up to look at all
Hold
the brown
the
beach
fucking
water.
phone, not Corpus Christi, Port
Wait.
Aransas.
I think you mean. Do you mean paragliding when you're up behind the boat in the parachute?
I thought that was parasailing.
I think
thought
that's
that
when
was
you have
too.
the surfboard and you have like the sail you hold on to.
You're right. Joe's right.
Or is that paragliding?
I thought that was
paragliding.
paragliding.
Parasailing is exactly what you're saying, Joe. It's where you're
When you're on the
like,
surfboard and you're holding the sail
Yeah.
with the bar on it.
Not what
It looks so
Google says.
glamorous.
Well, Google's fucking stupid.
Paragliding. Yeah, paragliding shows that you are on your own. Parasailing is you connected to a boat.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Let me.
why would you listen to us, Jay? We're fucking stupid.
Yeah, a recreational activity where a person is towed behind a vehicle, usually a boat, while attached to a parachute-like wing called a parasail.
Did you do that thing that all white people love to do where like they let you go and you flew backwards and they took your picture and you were like, woo, and you had your legs up high and like they took you on video and you got pictures whatever the fuck you were behind that boat. And then they brought you back down onto the boat, like on vacation.
I paid for the card. I was like the memory card where they like take pictures for you and all, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. It was my first experience, and I was doing new things. And
Do you have it still?
I don't think I had the Well, I have the picture.
Oh my god, you've got to dig it up for us. We've got to put it up here in the corner.
Oh, I wonder if I can find it.
Please find it.
I'll see if I can find it while we're talking. But speaking of,
If
the
you don't, we're
Olympics-
gonna post another music video of you singing.
Never mind. I just searched my photos and found this lovely gem. Share. This is one of them that they took for you. Window, this, that.
Wow, the look on your
Whoa,
face
you
is just
could
pure
really-
ecstasy.
You can really see the great detail of the ocean.
So yeah, they like
And-
take a picture of it next to the rope to show you that, and then I don't think I have any like up close ones, but that's
Oh,
me, my
there she
friend.
is.
Okay.
That's me, big ol' homo. But yeah, other than that, it's just that.
Now,
look so
I know I
bored.
just spent the last 3 or 4 minutes dumping all over this activity and making fun of you, but I would totally do that.
So I've always kind of wanted to do it at prettier waters, but when you do that, you're kind of in a foreign country, and I just don't trust what a lot of those, especially because I'm always on cruises, a lot of those vendors are doing, because you just see too many accidents on the news with that kind of stuff, and so
So I
I'm
don't do zip
nervous.
lining. That exact reason.
Granted, I was in Port Aransas, and I can't imagine they're any better, but
The water is certainly worse.
Yeah, that
Oh my
13-year-old
God,
took
yeah.
you out on that boat and said, "All right, it's my second day. Let's have a great time. Say rock on." And then he didn't even tie to the boat. Ah!
I will say it's probably one of the most relaxing experiences I've ever had, because it's quiet. You don't hear the boat at all. You're just up there, and the breeze is so relaxing on you, and you're shaded by the parachute or the parasail. It was very comfortable.
I would love to go on that experience, and then as they like launched us and let us go off the boat and we're floating up, I'd be like, "We're blasting off again!"
You
like
fucking
Team Rocket
would.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So as I was looking up that picture, I was saying, and I want to go back to it really quick. Have you guys paid attention at all to the story about that Australian breakdancer, that Rachel Gunn situation?
Oh yeah, Ray Gun.
You
I've been following her.
have been sending. It's you and my coworker have been sending me these.
Apparently, they're not bringing it back for 2028, and people are
I
like
hate
up
the-
in arms about it.
Like, I hate the memes because they're so fucking funny. They're so good what they keep doing with them. But I'm torn on the situation because, like, I support the fact that she did whatever she felt right at the moment. But I've also been hearing that Australia didn't have, like, some sort of governing watch over that. And so she enforced it and then hired her husband to do judging and all that stuff. So it sounds like, based off of what I keep hearing, is that they basically blocked out other potential people so she could go.
What a racket.
So I
What a
don't
scandal.
know how accurate that is or not, but so then I'm like, but kudos to you for just doing your own thing, but if you did that and was that shitty about it, I hope that's not what happened, because yikes.
On the level of the Olympic Games. Oh my God. What a hustler. Honestly, I'm kind of
I mean,
impressed.
it wouldn't be the worst thing that anybody ever cheated at in the Olympics. So
No,
That's
like,
true.
I don't think they should shut it down for that. I think maybe I think they should keep going, but
They should
maybe
take her
tell
medal
her
away.
no.
What
She
medal?
got 0 points.
I know that was
Yeah.
a joke.
I saw some shitty clickbait story on Facebook, and it was like the real reason why Australian breakdancer got 0 points at Olympics. In the comments section, they were all just like, "Did you watch it?" They were all just like, "Yeah, obviously she was horrible." And I was just like, I mean, I kind of felt bad for her at first, but then I watched the video of the performance, and I was just like, Jesus.
Well, and then I watched her.
Imagine
Go ahead.
going to that length. Imagine going to those lengths. Let's say that's true. Let's just hypothetically, that's all true. You go to that amount of trouble to make sure you're the one who gets to go and compete, just to be awful. Just to make a fucking embarrassment of yourself.
The part of the performance where she was literally on her side and just closed her body and opened it back and forth a bunch of times, rubbing herself on the ground. If you don't laugh at that, you literally can't see.
But in another sense, breakdancing is subjective to what you feel it is at the moment.
Because art is subjective. Except
Art is
when it's
subjective.
not. Because sometimes it's just not subjective. Sometimes it's bad.
And I guess
You've seen
another
good
breakdancer.
breakdancing?
The other person that she was breakdancing against, yeah. But I saw another breakdancer from Australia say, no, she's actually won a lot, and it wouldn't shock me that she made it here, and I feel like her performances there have been better, and I'm just like, well, maybe
Was that
she
her
did
husband
crack
that
a
said
little.
In like a wig.
Yeah,
looking
with a
looking like
mustache.
that picture. Yeah, looking like that picture of JD Vance that's been popping up everywhere.
Or
Ah,
the Dina.
with him
he
in
like
drag.
puts on
Yeah.
the Dina wig and the shirt, and he's like, this is hip hop.
Oh God, yes.
Bam. And bam.
It's the Bob's Burgers hip hop instructor. Now you're gonna get a lot of B words flying at you right now. So if you aren't comfortable with that,
Oh, God.
Oh, that was. But the videos will never leave my head because they're just so good. Especially the one where it's like my dog. Anytime it finds something that smells horrific
oh my
on
God,
the ground.
I will say that is my favorite TikTok of like because I was just like that is
Oh.
fucking true.
And it was like set on like the back of the Windows XP like background because it was just grass.
Yes.
And you're just listening to squeak, 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 of
Squeak,
tennis
squeak, squeak,
shoes.
squeak, squeak. Yeah.
Did you guys see the one where it's like her and it looks like she's got
In
her,
the
like,
kangaroo
whole claws
stance?
out? She's
Yes.
like got one leg up and her arms like this, and it's like me on my way to get a little treat.
Me and my way
That's
to
how
be a
she
menace.
ended it. My other favorite part is if you watch the video, like when the other person that she's competing against is dancing, she also is like kind of hopping around like she's hip and shit, and she literally does a fake yawn. She's like,
I saw a comment that said, "We saw her break, but when's the dancing gonna start?" Oh man, I know it's shitty to make fun of somebody, especially an Olympic athlete. Oh no, it's not. That's fucking hilarious, man.
oh, I just
I-
really wanted to bring that up. The way the noises that come out of my mouth in weird scenarios, like that, comes out of my mouth all the time, and I'm like, why am I a crow when something goes wrong?
Why are you a crow when something goes right?
That's true. The crows have
you-
eyes. Wait,
If you feed Jay, he'll bring you shiny presents.
was that what Moira was in? The crows?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Yeah,
The
crows have eyes.
crowing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The
Yeah.
crowing.
I think it's the Crows Have Eyes 3.
Yeah,
Being
that's
accurate,
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, PETA.
Anyways, are we still
I
on
hope you like
Jay's
the
email?
intro.
Oh, thank you.
We're finally done with user content. We made 2 really drag, so good for us.
Good for us. Well then,
anybody-
shit. Well then, does anybody have something to check out this week?
I've got one that's a lot of fun this week. All right, girls, we've got one to really lighten the mood this week. I found an article on NASDAQ.com, and what this does is it broke down the 10 most expensive U.S. states to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, we all know that the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. It has not budged since 2009. But thankfully, there is a list on NASDAQ.com that has compiled the 10 most expensive states in the country to have a 2-bedroom apartment. It says fair market rent, and it says the hourly wage needed to afford a 2-bedroom apartment. We're going to do a mini, teeny, whiny, little eensy-weensy game here with the two of you, Jay and Anthony. We are going to look at state number 10, state number 5, and state number 1. I would like you guys to guess. I will give you the fair market rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in those 3 states, and then I want you to guess what you think the hourly wage needed to afford that apartment would be.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right. We're going to start with number 10, the U.S. state of Florida. A 2-bedroom apartment, fair market rent is $1,591. What do you think the hourly wage needed to afford that apartment would be?
First of all, when did Florida get expensive?
Oh.
Yeah, no shit.
I thought it's been expensive for a long time.
No, for the longest time, like, there's so many places there you could just live for fucking cheap. Like,
Oh.
everything was dirt cheap.
I think old people moved there and made it
well, they
problematic.
did. It's fucking...
I think Disney pumped up a lot of
Snowbirds.
stuff too. But
$13.50.
$13.50. No,
I don't fucking know,
I
I'm
would
just
guess
guessing.
somewhere around like $32 an hour.
Anthony's closer. The hourly wage needed to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in the state of Florida averages at $30.59.
What
Yeah,
was the
somewhere in that
rent price
range.
again for a 2-bedroom?
$1,591 is what the fair market rent is.
Oh my god, I am a middle-class person that does not understand money anymore. Ah,
I'm
fuck
also
me.
putting fair market rent in the biggest air quotes I can, probably muster, because I'm sure that rent prices are higher than that.
You have to consider, I'm betting this article has compiled this number and based it off of rent being a percentage of your total like living expenses, or like
Most
has
likely.
to be like you have to make that times, I don't know, 0.6% or something like that.
This article was also released in January 2024, so
It
keep
just
that in
dawned
mind
on
too.
me. I had a $500 a month rent on a $13 an hour salary. That's so funny, and I was really broke back then.
We had this $475 a month 2-bedroom apartment in Stillwater. Holy shit. I don't know what was wrong with me at that phase of my life. I had way too much disposable income. I just never thought about money. I never thought about it.
Same. I went through a phase where I was a server and I didn't have many bills, so I spent a lot of money just redonkulously.
Yeah.
All right, so next we're going to look at state number 5, the 5th most expensive state in the country, Washington. A 2-bedroom
yeah.
fair market rent price for a 2-bedroom apartment in Washington is $1,889 per month. What do you think the hourly wage needed to afford that apartment would be?
$38.
I'm saying
Per hour.
35.
Jay's closer just by a little bit. That rate would be $36.33 per hour.
Oh, my math was bad. Ooh. Wow.
All right, last one we're going to do with this little mini game. California. The most expensive state in the country to rent a 2-bedroom.
Californians.
Californians.
The most
Made with
expensive
real
state in the
California avocados.
I said
2-bedroom.
around Colorado.
2-bedroom fair market rent is listed at $2,197 per month. What do you think the hourly wage needed to afford that apartment is?
Okay, I'm going with $39.50. Start.
Incorrect.
I'm going with $42.10.
Whoa. Jay was super close. It's $42.25 per hour.
Holy fuck.
Is what you
Yeah.
need to comfortably afford to rent a 2-bedroom apartment in California.
I'll take
guess that makes
$42.01, Bob.
Fuck.
So
you.
with that math, you would need to work, what is that, like 6.5 hours to get
Oh my god.
$42.25?
Oh shit! Yeah, if you were damn,
Yeah.
and that's to get 1 hour of what you would need to make in an hour.
Yeah.
So you need to fit
Right.
6 hours into 1 hour.
So you need
8
to work
hours a
6
day.
hours times 40.
So really, what you need to do is you need to start working 48 hours a day.
Or just die.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah. There you go.
Stop buying avocado toast and iced lattes.
Avocado toast. That's always
That's-
the avocado toast.
This is going to sound so shitty and I might cut it. That's what I want to tell senior citizens all the time at work when they're like, you got a senior citizen discount? I'm like, you should just pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Goddamn right.
You saved all that money with your pension.
You've
You're
had
fine.
so much time to make that money. Why don't you have it?
It's funny that you bring up avocado toast, though, because there is this Facebook group called Gay Bears Who Can Cook. And the other day, normally the posts are pretty, like, mundane, and I ignore them for the most part. But there was this one. The guy had made avocado toast with poached eggs, which sounded fucking bomb, first of all. And he posted, he was like, avocado toast with poached eggs and blah, blah, blah on the side. Have I destroyed the economy yet? Question mark. And I was like, God damn, that's funny. Like,
I would have been like, no, because you made it instead of ordering it.
I put the ha-ha react.
That's what I do.
Hilarious.
Is I'll make toast with avocado and then poach eggs, or do over easy because I love that runny egg on it.
I know. I love a runny egg. I made poached eggs on Sunday morning. Oh, my God. Jay, you should have heard me. I'm in the house by myself, and I am so glad our Furbo camera was not on, because I dug into one of those eggs, and the way it opened up, I was like, fuck yeah, perfectly poached fucking eggs.
This morning I did over easy eggs over a toasted bagel.
That sounds
And
good,
it's just,
too.
it was so perfect for that moment. I was like, that's what I needed.
Meanwhile, I've got my overnight oats in the fridge because I shouldn't be eating eggs every morning if I'm also on cholesterol medication.
It's good cholesterol.
Not the yolk.
I know.
Yeah, but avocado's good fat. Avocado toast is good.
Yeah, it's the yolk that's it's the part that I like the most that's the problem.
Yeah.
You gotta be yoking me.
Is it time to go after that?
Is it?
Thank you, Joe. You've really enlightened me.
Yeah, now it's time to check out. Forever. Bye. Bing.
Well, I do hear the music coming back on, and it's playing at 1.5 speed, and it's an audiobook, because that's how I listen to my audiobooks, because I have to do everything fast. But go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242 and leave a voicemail. And you don't have to go too fast if you leave a voicemail, but there is a time limit.
And Beardos, there's a family of 12 blocking aisle 4, so it looks like it's time for me to break out the old flamethrower and get to work. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get a reminder every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any updates we make to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Maybe one day we'll get all the way through the Beards review. We've got and sundries now. Also, if just each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would double our growth, and we would appreciate that.
I don't have time for jokes. Go check out our socials: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and go check our website, beardsandsundries.com. Email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. We're in a hurry.
So, from the three of us jokes here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
Get the hell out of the way and love yourself.
And love yourself. Oh, God damn it. And we already love you.
Bye. We
Get out
love
of
you.
the left lane.
Bye.
Get out of the
We
left
love
lane.
you. We love
Get
you.
out of the
We
left
love you.
lane. Bye.